Health and Diseases, Part 2. Types of Immunity. There are two types of immunity: innate and acquired. Innate immunity is the resistance to infections that an individual obtains by their genetic makeup. It is the natural defense system of the body, also called as inborn immunity. Various types of barriers are used in that immunity to prevent entry of foreign substances or pathogens in the body. For example, epithelial surface on skin. Skin produces or skin contains two glands, that is sweat glands and sebaceous glands. The secretion of sweat gland is called sweat, and the secretion of sebaceous gland is called as sebum. Sweat contains salt and the sebum contains fat. The sweat and sebum contains antibacterial or antifungal properties. If these secretions spread on the skin, they kill or destroy the pathogens or foreign substances present on the skin. In this way, this process protects the body from the attack of pathogens. Second, nose. The nasal chambers possess hairs. If the air enters inside the nasal chambers and pass through the hairs, bacteria, dust particles and foreign substances are captured by this air. In this way, the pathogen and dust-free air transfer towards the lungs. Third, saliva. Saliva is the secretion of salivary glands. The salivary glands present in mouth cavity. If the saliva is mixed with food present in mouth cavity, this saliva kills the bacteria and foreign particles present in the food. In this way, pathogen-free food transfer towards the stomach. Fourth, stomach. In the stomach, the gastric glands are situated. These glands secrete enzyme and dilute HCl. This dilute HCl prepares the acidic atmosphere in the stomach. If food enters inside the stomach, the acidic nature in the stomach kills any bacteria or foreign substances if present in the food. In this way, the food in stomach is free from the pathogens. Next, urethra. The flushing action of urine in urethra removes out any bacteria or pathogen present in urethra. In this way, all these actions prevent the body from the attack of pathogens. Next, antimicrobial substances in blood and tissues. In blood, there are near about 30 types of serum proteins. These proteins are in inactive state. If any pathogen or virus enters inside the blood, these proteins become active. If the cells and WBCs are attacked by these viruses, they secrete a type of protein called as interferon, and this interferon stimulates other cells to protect themselves from viral infection. Next, cellular factors. In blood, there are WBCs or white blood cells. These WBCs are the part of immune system. Some WBCs act as phagocytes, that is, if any foreign particle or pathogen enters inside the blood, these phagocytes engulf and kill these pathogens. These WBCs are also called as microphages or macrophages. A class of lymphocytes called natural killers or NK cells. These are important lymphocytes to kill the viruses present in blood. Next, fever. Increase in the body temperature helps to accelerate the physiological processes and these physiological processes destroy, if any, pathogen present in the body. And this fever also stimulates the production of interferon, a type of protein, and this protein helps in recovery from viral infections in any part of body. Next, acute phase proteins. Infections on injury leads to a sudden increase in concentration of certain plasma proteins in the body, collectively called acute phase proteins. These include C-reactive protein, that is CRP, mannose binding proteins, and serum amyloid proteins. These proteins are believed to enhance host resistance, prevent tissue injury, and promote repair of inflammatory lesions. All these types of actions and the parts of body carry out important role in innate immunity.